What's up, you guys? Back here with another video. Back again with some more 2000X Masters of the Universe figures. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is a severely underrated line, in my opinion. A lot of great Masters of the Universe figures out there, but this one I feel like does not get the credit that it deserves. So I've been doing kind of a series of videos. The last one was the cyborgs and the robots of Skeletor. If you haven't seen that one, make sure to check it out. We go over people like Faker, Trapjaw, and then Triclops, kind of cyborg robot type characters that are evil in the Masters of the Universe. And so in this video, I'm going to go over the Beast Men of Skeletor. Like, I get that there's only one Beast Man, but really, like, there are a lot of like beast kind of animal type men that work with Skeletor. And I think, like I've said many times before, 2000X always brings some amazing sculpts and some amazing character designs that I think really fully developed like the essence of what these characters, really look like. So without further ado, let's take it one character at a time and go over this. All right, so you can't talk about the Beast Men without first covering the king of all the beasts, Beast Man himself. So like the 2000X line is famous for notoriously, there's a lot of repaints. So I've got a couple different repainted versions of Beast Man here. One of them with kind of a more burgundy type fur, kind of a deeper red, and the other one with kind of more of a a scarlet type fur, and then different colored, fur pelts on him, green versus brown. I think they both look great. I think probably the classic one here is my favorite, but they both look great in my opinion. I feel like it is hard to beat this sculpt. It is just so cool looking. He's got this crazy hunch that was kind of not really part of the design initially. It was added and I just think it's great. The pelt, great horn detail on the pelt. And then like the other 2000X figures, or at least a lot of the other figures, he's got an action feature. If you push down on the screw on his back, like, it'll make his arms move. There we go. Yeah. So again, not the favorite for a lot of people. They don't love the action feature ability, but I think it's fine. Like, I think it's cool. I'm excited to see what Mondo is going to do with the upcoming release. I keep bringing that up, but I'd like to see some more articulation added to these figures because the sculpt is just really second to none in my opinion. Such a cool looking sculpt. And then this is how he looks without that pelt on. Still a really cool look. Just a massive figure with big, huge hands. Yeah. Honestly, I've heard a lot of people refer to this as one of the better character designs of even the 2000X, which is full of, I think, some of the best character designs. But out of even those, this is one of the best. And then we have Merman. There's a lot of, color variations with him too. I unfortunately just have this one color variation, but it still looks great. If you want to check out the other variations, like, they're all online. But yeah, I think there's one with a brown chest plate and maybe an orange one, but I think this is a really cool color variation as well. So this Beast Man is Lord of the Ocean, master of fish, lakes, and streams, as Skeletor says. Really cool design. Bring him up closer so you can get a good look at his face, but kind of a, a big-eyed kind of guy. My girlfriend actually saw a picture of Merman and thought he looked hilarious. Like, she actually like just seeing a picture of him, like he wasn't even supposed to be a meme or funny, but like just a picture of Merman cracked her up. She thought he was so funny looking, but like that was the original design, you know, which is kind of funny looking if I'm being honest, like kind of a crazy looking guy. I think this figure, a little more intimidating, less, you know, funny looking, but still kind of a funny guy. Just a frog type beast man. I'd say if I had to put a you know, a kind of a beast that this guy's emulating, kind of a frog, you know, fish type man, which makes sense. Merman. So like articulation, same thing, like nothing really to write home about, like no articulation really, except for this elbow, one of the few figures that has a posable elbow. The technology was there at the time, I guess, where they're like, we're gonna try one posable elbow, but like just one. We're not gonna give him two posable elbows, just one. So he's got some cool weapons, you know, one of the few characters to have double-handed melee weapons. And again, you got that action figure. If you click on the back, stab with a sword. Overall, really cool figure, really cool design, I think. Even though he's got crazy eyes and he looks kind of crazy, I think he's really cool. Again, one of the best designs for Merman ever, I think, came out of this 2000X line. I'll be interested to see which characters Mondo updates. I'm hoping for a lot. I'm really hoping that as many as possible get updated. But we'll see. Maybe this will be one of the characters they update. All right, and then we have Whiplash. If I had to choose kind of like an alligator, crocodile, beast, man. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Star Trek, but like this reminds me a lot of like the Klingon weapon. I don't remember what it's called. It's like the Badleth or something, but yeah, Mr. Worf always uses some crazy Klingon weapon. It reminds me of this weapon here, kind of just a crazy barbarian type weapon. Really cool design for Whiplash. Like, I should stop saying it, but like, man, 2000X, great designs. I don't know, you know, maybe I'm just don't hear enough, but I just feel like they don't get the recognition they deserve, where they're just awesome. Like, you know, not knocking any other He-Man figures, they're all cool. I really like these though. The design is just great. It's got to be in my mind the articulation. Like the articulation is lacking for sure. Like that's got to be why people don't love this line. And then action features, the action, you know, kind of feature isn't really popular anymore today. But for me, the sculpt, the character design, it makes up for it. Great face on this guy. Great, cool, really unique body. I've mentioned that before, how that's the action feature. He moves his tail. Super cool. Whiplash, you know, whips his tail around. I've mentioned this before, but everybody has such a unique sculpt. You know, like a lot of toy lines, like, you know, the body for He-Man is the same as for Skeletor. It's the same for, you know, Trapjaw. It's the same for Triclops. It's the same for Man-at-Arms. Like everybody has kind of the same body with some variation. But I love how these, like everybody has a unique body. I think that's got to be why there were so many repaints and color variations, because they're like, we have all these cool characters, but we're just using them for one person. We got to get our money's worth out of the investment and like make a bunch of different, you know, paint variations, I guess. But anyway, super cool design for Whiplash, kind of the alligator, you know, type of beast man. All right, and then we have Clawful. So if you think that the normal 2000X figures don't have articulation, this is extra not articulated, but it's cool. Like, it's taking the 2000X to the next level. Like, really cool, you know, design, character sculpt, but literally zero articulation. He is just a statue. And the reason for this was the 2000X line, in my opinion, so tragically got canceled. I would have loved to see it continue on, but it didn't get the response they were hoping for. And so they had to cut it short, but the designers wanted to continue on with the cool designs they had made, but didn't have the money for articulation in the budget. So they came out with these cool mini statues, which I totally love, like this cool scraped up shell in the back, this crazy claw. I really, really love this figure. He's a giant, he's huge. I just love the variation that you get from this line, where like he's so giant, but then you get someone like Stinkor or Merman, who's like kind of normal sized, and it's like it's cool. And we're getting more of that in lines today, like Mythic Legions. You know, you're getting some big old dragons, but for a long time, this was a revolutionary idea, in my opinion, where you get these characters that are different sizes, different sculpts. I really, really like it. Anyway, yeah, Clawful. Pretty obvious what kind of beast man he is. He's a big old crab, lobster type guy. I don't know if he's got the same kind of power over beasts that someone like, you know, Merman or Beastman has. Like Merman controls the fish, the aquatic life. Beastman kind of even more than that, like beasts in general. I don't know if he has really power over beasts like that, but like definitely a Beastman himself, the strength of crazy monster. Yeah, that's Clawful. All right, and then last but not least, you have Webstor, which is the craziest rendition of Webstor ever. So freaking bad a rendition of Webstor, like ever. I think this is the best sculpt of Webstor ever. He is such a crazy looking monster. Super tragic that we did not get this character articulated. Who knows what Mondo is going to do. You know, even if we don't get him articulated, I love this mini statue. Like, he looks amazing. So cool. Like, just like what a cool design of a character. I feel like I've never seen one better. Like, there are some cool ones out there. This one is the best for me, though. It's so cool. And you know, it's interesting. Webstor is not even that big of a character in the cartoon, really. Like, he's there a little bit, but like, dang, he definitely got a cool, like, it's good. He's a cool character. He deserves like a spider person. He deserves just a badass sculpt. You know, he's a cool character. No articulation at all. He's got a cool little blaster in one of his arms. He's got a cool little web grapple hook in his other arm. Really cool design, though. This is one of the harder to get figures. If you're wanting to get a figure, he's still out there. He's expensive. You can get him probably for close to $200 right now. That's a pretty good price, in my opinion, though. Around $200 is probably a pretty decent price for him. I've seen him for higher, but he's not really going for, you know, higher. But if you can get this figure, I recommend it. He's a super cool looking figure. And that's it, you guys. I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions or if I missed any of the Beastmen, you know, quote unquote Beastmen, let me know. I appreciate you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
In the shadows, he fights with fire, a blade of steel, his heart's desire. Through the tempest, he carries her name, a warrior's quest, igniting the flame. In the castle, the princess wakes, dreams of a love that fate orchestrates. Under starlit skies, their destinies bind, two worlds collide.